This is chapter 2.4, quick graphs, and the quick graphs we're going to be using today are slope-intercept form. There are two types of quick graphs, slope-intercept form and the y equals mx plus b form, and there will also be x and y intercept that we will graph as well. This will help you with the assignment pages 90 through 91, 11 through 13, where you just answer the questions, 19 through 28, 50 through 55. You will need 16 graphs, and all of your stuff will fit on that piece of graph paper, so you don't have to have a piece of binder paper. If you're looking at your book right now on page 90, you'll see 11, 12, and 13 give you a picture. You need to just answer what the slope of the line is. You can use your finger to figure that out using a slope triangle, the x-intercept, and then for number 13, the y-intercept of the line. Now, with that said, let's take a look at number 19. And on 19, we are going to go ahead and write down what they give us, because 19 through 22 say, draw the line with the given slope and the y-intercept. So number 19 gives us m equaling 1. When you graph that, it's rise over run, 1 over 1. And b equals 1. And if you graph that, it's 0, 1. So go ahead and plot your 0, 1. That's your y-intercept. You know your slope is positive. It's going to rise from left to right. You're going to use slope triangle. So you're going to go up 1, 1 to the right, plot a point. Go down 1, 1 to the left, plot a point. You could have continued to go up. I just like to go back to the y-intercept. So you rise, run, rise, run. You need to have 3 points when you do this. Connect the points with a line. And you can see, in fact, it is a positively sloping line with a slope of 1 and a y-intercept or a b of 1. All right, now 20, 21, 22 are all the same. 23, we get into slightly different. On 23, they say y equals negative x plus 5. Again, I'd like you to write the problem. And we're going to figure out what the m and the b are. So m is negative 1, which can be negative 1 over 1, rise over run. B equals 5, ordered pair 0, 5. We plot the 0, 5. And then we know we have negative slope, so it has to fall from left to right. So I'm going to go up 1 and back 1 to the left and plot a point. Go back to my y-intercept, go down 1, go 1 to the right, plot a point. So I'm just using rise over run, rise and run. And then I'm going to connect these points with a line. It's a continuous function. And you can see that you do have, in fact, a negatively sloping line. 24 through 28 will be like this as well. Now, if you look at your book on page 91, it talks to you about horizontal and vertical lines. And they give you this big explanation, and that's great. But I want to just work with you on a little bit different way of looking at it. And then you can look at the explanation given in the book and I think understand it better. So for 51, which is what I'm going to do right here, it's a x line that equals 1.5. Now, x lines, there are x and y lines, they cross the x-axis, and that's really important. They cross the x-axis. So here's the x-axis. In order to cross it, it needs to be a vertical line. So at 1.5, I always put a little point there. I'm going to draw, and again, you're using your ruler. I don't have that option, a vertical line at 1.5. We know that slope, in this case, is undefined. So m is undefined. They're not asking you for what slope is, but I want you to understand this. M is undefined when you have an x line. Okay, so for just this problem, you need to write this whole thing down. So the slope is undefined, and it's a vertical line. The type of line you get in undefined slope is a vertical line that crosses the x-axis. And again, that word crosses is really important, and x-axis is really important. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that so it crosses the x-axis. So if you've got an x line, it's going to have to cross the x-axis. The only kinds of lines that can cross the x-axis are vertical, which makes your slope undefined. All right, the next one that we're going to work on is going to be number 54. So 54 is y equals 4.5. So it's a y line. So here's the y-axis. On y lines, now these make a little more sense. I'll go back and show you something that works better with this. But on y lines, they cross the y-axis. So at 4.5, the only kind of line that can cross the y-axis is going to be a horizontal line. So I'm going to draw that in. Use your ruler, please. And if it's a horizontal line, then m is 0. Now let's just write the number 0. When m is 0, you have a horizontal line, and it crosses the y-axis. Okay, so again, important words are crosses and y-axis. So let's highlight those. Crosses and the y-axis. This is a y equation. And whenever you have a horizontal line, it's going to have a slope of 0. Slope of 0. So here you go. That's what that looks like. Now, this makes a little more sense. If I have a slope of 0, this could also be written y equals 0. This is the y equals mx plus b. So y equals 0x plus the b is 4.5. That's your y-intercept. If you multiply 0 times anything, it's 0. So 0 plus 4.5 is, in fact, 4.5. So this one you can understand better in terms of y equals mx plus b. It's a little bit harder with the others. Now, remember, please write your equations that they've given you or the information they've given you, and then everything else will be taken care of graphically.